so I don't know how he's going to fit in there.
Well, he wasn't in the original movie.
Yeah, no. So like, I don't know.
It was his little Steppenwolf, who was just some fucking CG monster who's still in the movie. You have to remember, it's the same movie, except now it's twice as long.
Yeah.
And it has Darkseid now, I guess. Did you see the Batman trailer, though?
Yeah.
That shit looked good.
Even though, a little emo for my taste.
You think?
Yeah. It's kind of like
Batman's really emo.
Yeah, but I couldn't help but feel like it was the like everything was like drab and boring looking, like in terms of visuals.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's just kind of like I feel like it seems a lot more like darker than another Batman movies I've seen. But to me, it just kind of seems like it's one of those things where it's like, oh, darker means good. Which I'm always fearful of, because a lot of people do that.
Yeah, but the shots were good.
The shots were good, yeah.
It was really well shot.
No, yeah, it's not badly shot or anything.
And the guy who's playing Gordon is a great actor.
It's
the black guy who was in the trailer.
What's his name?
I don't know. I don't remember. I've seen him in a few things, but he's I don't know. He's good. And then but then you see like hints of. I saw hints of like 4 different villains in that trailer.
I mean, could be just trying to get.
I'm very excited. We're getting Riddler. Catwoman's in it. Let's go.
Well, let's see if we have a good Catwoman.
That would be nice for once.
There wasn't one in the Dark Knight. Oh, there was, but
Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises.
Anne Hathaway.
It wasn't good.
It just wasn't Catwoman. It was just kind of another character, which was fine. I mean, and she did a good job, but
anything was, yeah, but it wasn't Catwoman.
Yeah, she was not Catwoman. But that's not kind of my problem with the Christopher Nolan movies to begin with. Is it's not Batman. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just some crime fighting movie. So, did you just not like really fuck with the trailer, or like did you?
No, I actually really liked it.
You really liked it?
Yeah,
okay.
I did.
I'm excited. That's like the
style,
the superhero movie that I'm like most excited for now because I'm just super into that. Suicide. Did you see any of the stuff on the Suicide Squad movie?
No,
of course not. Of course you didn't.
Why would I see that?
It looks like they've got 30 characters.
Damn, really?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure many of them are going to die.
And that's kind of what Suicide Squad's about.
Huge cast. Well, yeah, but
like just seeing all these people just die.
Well, yeah, but like there were 6 people in that movie, and of the 6, you knew as soon as they introduced whoever it was that bit the bullet. You were like, all right, well that guy's dying.
Yeah.
And then 30 seconds later, he died. But this movie, it's like you've got how many people playing how many characters, and they get weird. They've got Polka Dot Man.
It seems like it's going to be real goofy in that case.
Oh, yeah, and the costumes look ridiculous and stuff. It looks really fun. I mean, it's James Gunn.
Of
Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff. And he's on record saying he's like, oh, yeah, this is the biggest movie I've ever done. This is the most fun I've ever had making a movie. Like, DC must have just cut him a check. Warner Brothers must have just been like, listen,
please save
those
us.
Guardians movies, they work. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And he's like, he was like, bet. I'm going to hire everybody I like, and I'm going to put them in roles that nobody's heard of.
That's what DC needs right now, honestly, with their movies. I mean,
I kind of like that they're just getting weird with it.
They might as well. I mean, like, it's fucked up so much. People don't like the serious, dark mood that it has, and just have fun. That's why
I would like it more if they committed to their choices.
Committed to it? Well,
yeah. Because I don't think Batman v Superman is a terrible movie.
But it wasn't good.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't.
No, yeah.
But there are many elements of that movie that I really, really like. And then Justice League came in, and there were some production issues. Zack Snyder had to step away from the project and stuff. And then Joss Whedon came in, and they had him they said, hey, make it more like Avengers. So he tried to make it more like Avengers, and them not committing to the original idea is why that movie is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But that's neither here nor there. What's poppin', players? Here we go again. 2 penny Gamescast. You can catch us on Spotify and SoundCloud. Before I forget, let me plug
like
where
last
we
time.
are. Not Spotify. We're not on Spotify. We're on YouTube and SoundCloud.
No, we're
I've
not
already
that
messed
good.
it up, Connor.
Yeah.
YouTube, SoundCloud, Mondays, 8 a.m. every week. It's me, your host, Tavin Bothell, here with my good friend and co-host, Connor Elliott. Say hi to the people, Connor.
Hi, guys.
Hi,
Again.
guys.
I don't have a good intro. All I can do is say hi.
And here we are to give you our 2 pennies or 2 topics so that we can give our 2 cents on them, if you will. So I'll come in with 2. Connor, you've got 2 coming in. Of all the happenings in the gaming news industry, it's a lot of fun, wouldn't you say? Video games?
Oh, yeah. A lot of
Just
fun.
in general? I like
love
video
them.
games, man. They're cool.
I play them all the time. Love them.
I don't play them as much as I'd like to.
Well, I love them all the time.
All the time?
All the time.
All the time? Not all the time.
No,
You're
no.
lying.
Actually,
You're
I
lying
haven't played
straight
that
to my
much this
face.
last week either.
Oh, yeah. But we'll get into that.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and jump straight into our first story here. My first penny. Control's publisher explains why it won't offer a free next-gen upgrade. This is coming off of back of last week reports coming out that Control is getting in a what do they call it? The Ultimate Edition. Control Ultimate Edition. It's going to be $40 for largely the same game but prettier and all the DLC, which I guess $40 makes sense if you're going to include all the DLC because all the DLC hasn't even come out yet.
Right. But you were having kind of a difficulty deciding whether that's still a good price because you played the game and you liked it. But
I love it.
$40.
It's a phenomenal game.
$40 seems good still to you, or
the only thing is if it was like because it's been a year, and if it was like a year and all the DLC is already out, I don't know, man. $40 is a little steep. But the fact that the DLC isn't out yet, they've still got that big Alan Wake expansion coming.
Yeah, that's true.
And then they have another one after that, I believe.
They still have another one planned.
I'm pretty sure they have 3 and Alan Wake is 2. So that there's more of an argument for it. But what bothers me the most about this is if you buy Control Ultimate Edition, you get a free PS5, Xbox Series X upgrade. But if you had the original game and you bought the DLC in the original game, you don't get that upgrade. Mm-hmm. And that really rubs me the wrong way. Like,
yeah.
I've been a loyal, supporter of your game. Like, I'm pretty sure I bought the first expansion.
You said you did. You said
I never played it, but I bought it.
Oh, okay.
And I loved the first game so much. I have the platinum for the first game.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that I don't get a free upgrade, like, I don't know, man. I call bullshit. Like, why is it? I understand the Ultimate Edition is going to be prettier. So why do I not just get a version of the game that is just not as pretty as your Ultimate Edition?
It seems kind of like a spit in the face in the people that actually made the game popular in the first place.
So,
but at the same time, it's like it's been what, a year now? About a year and a half now since the first game came out.
Let's be clear. I'm not going back to Control. Period.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Like, I don't think many people will.
But this is kind of scummy. Well, I think by the time the third expansion comes out, PS5s will be out.
Mm-hmm, right.
And Xbox Series X will be out. So I don't know. This is it really rubs me the wrong way. And so this week, they responded. This is a article from The Verge written by Cameron Faulkner. And basically, he's just going on about how 505 Games, the publisher, not the developer of Control, is saying, hey, we tried. We went down a bunch of different routes. None of them really worked. So this is our best solution. I don't believe you.
It seems to me like PR 101, where it's like, well, we tried to explore new avenues to do this, and we decided not to. Yeah. Like, what exactly did you decide upon?
Yeah, it's just...
like and it is just kind of a shitting on the people that
it's
actually
not
made the game.
Shitting on them, but it's definitely like
we don't care about you now.
Yeah,
goodbye.
It feels money grubby. It feels like, hey, let's try and squeeze another $40 out of these people.
Yeah,
if they really, if they want to play their game on PlayStation 5. And I don't know, man. It's disappointing because Control deserves nothing more than just absolute love because it's a phenomenal game.
Mm-hmm. Unique game by the looks of it.
Oh, super unique. The story was bananas. It made zero sense. But it was fantastic.
At the very least, they're doing a backwards compatibility with this bundle, which is good.
I guess.
But yeah, I just can't help but feel it's
crummy.
A little bit crummy, yeah.
It's crummy.
It's a good word for it.
So that's basically, that's really all we have to say on that, right? Yeah. So let's go ahead and jump into penny number 2, my second penny. Because I've got 2 pennies this week.
Like always.
Like every week. I want to talk about the DC Fandome that happened. It's been happening, I think, the last 2 days, but it happened yesterday.
The video game aspect of it.
The video game aspect of it. They announced they finally premiered Rocksteady's game. Rocksteady had announced their game a few weeks ago about Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, it's called. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Terrible title.
We don't like that title. No.
Terrible title. Too many words.
It's got to be like that.
It's got to be snappy. and that title is not snappy.
No.
But it came with a cinematic trailer.
It did.
I loved it. I
So
thought it
did
was a great cinematic trailer.
Definitely got me interested to play the game. And
Yeah.
I enjoyed the banter between
I love the
characters.
humor, the color. It's very nice. Very Sunset Overdrive inspired, it feels.
Yeah. Which people really liked that tone of the game, so it's a good thing they're going that kind of route.
Yeah. I don't care too much for those characters.
You said you don't.
King Shark,
See, King Shark's so cool to me. Like,
Captain Boomerang.
Captain
Yeah,
Boomerang,
but
I
you
like.
like big monster things.
I do like big monster things.
Like, and
you
that's
like
about
Deadshot, though, don't you?
Sure, I guess, but like, how deep is that character? Like, they even make fun of him in the trailer of I never miss a shot, and then everybody mocks him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, that's about as. It's pretty paper thin. Yeah, you're an assassin who never misses a shot.
You seem to me like a Harley Quinn player in this case.
I like Harley Quinn as a character. My only problem is that she's been overexposed lately.
Doing a lot with her. Now, it's very confusing, actually.
Is it confusing?
Because they did Suicide Squad's representation of her, Birds of
Yeah,
Prey.
she was.
how they have this, and they-
Which Birds of Prey was fantastic. Everybody needs to go watch Birds of Prey. I mean, it's too late now. They're not going to make another movie.
Nope. But they've really been pushing her. And
Yeah, and she's going to be in the new Suicide Squad
She
movie
is gonna
with
be. It's really pushing
James Gunn. But
she's not the worst
and
character.
don't get me
though,
wrong.
At the same time, she's
I
not
like
bad.
Harley
Yeah.
Quinn a lot. I'm OD'd on Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm. Who would you want to do in place of that if you had to choose?
I wouldn't do a Suicide Squad game
Fair enough.
first and foremost. I would make it a Justice League game.
Just compete with the Marvel's Avengers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
to put it bluntly, yes. And then the evil Superman thing has been done so many times before, and
It's
I
so
like
boring
Superman.
now, though.
I like Superman. Why can't we just have a good guy Superman? Why is it to make him interesting you have to make him evil?
He's already a fun character. He's always
He's
an
a
interesting
good
yeah.
character. People knock him off as bland or whatever,
no,
and
he-
it's totally not true.
No, he's a really well-written character. Well-written character.
Well, not always well written, but that's the
he's
nature of comic
base
books.
character
That's the nature of comic
Superman that everyone's aware of, the guy who has a dichotomous life of being a
Clark
superhero
Kent
and being
from-
a normal person.
Yeah.
It's good.
Clark,
Keep with that.
he's just a guy from
Yeah.
Kansas
Uh-huh.
who decided to do the right thing. He didn't need Uncle Ben to die. He didn't need his parents to get shot in an alley. He didn't need to go to a different planet. He just grew up, had nice parents, and they said, hey, you should do good things. And he said, hey, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do good things. And then he goes and does it, and it's fantastic. But
They're not gonna do
that's
that.
a whole... But they're not going to do that again. And then we have the Injustice games like... We have enough evil Superman, which the Injustice comic book, by the way, is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that comic book. But... And the games are good, too. The games are really good, too. I'm just not a fighting game guy.
Yeah.
I don't think you are either, right?
I find them fun, but definitely not enough to play Injustice.
Yeah, it's just...
A game like Injustice does not entertain me at all.
No.
Not those kinds of games.
But,
Evil Superman's overdone. I wish they weren't doing it. At least it seems like they'll be able to have fun with it in this case.
well, it's
And
also clearly
might
like...
be better than what we've
Because
seen in the past.
they show, I think it's Brainiac is like taking over the city. I think Brainiac is like, or maybe like,
Well, he's got purple eyes. He's obviously like influenced by something.
yeah,
but
something,
still.
yeah. So somebody's taking control, and it's supposed to be another live service, games of service game like the Avengers is. Yes, yeah,
Really?
it is. Yeah,
I don't know about that.
yeah. I don't know about. That's what I'm saying. Is
Seems like that's
do I
like
want?
the
Do
new
I
big
want?
thing? I don't like that.
Yeah, and the reason, I mean, we're gonna get into the Avengers beta here in a little bit, but the reason that kind of works is it's characters and you like. It's not characters you're being introduced to, and Destiny and Division have blank slate characters for you that you're supposed to embody. Who wants to embody Captain Boomerang?
Mm-hmm.
Like who cares?
Yeah, you have it out for Captain
So
Boomerang.
I assume, well, he's the most like whatever character like ever. So I assume eventually we're gonna dip into like characters we care about as DLC characters, and like the Suicide Squad is just your base things. Like maybe even eventually Superman will become unlockable and you can play as Superman.
After you kill him.
Yeah, well, after you beat the crap out of him or something
Yeah.
and break his brainwash or whatever.
Yeah, actually, that's probably more likely what's going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is all hypothetical, of course, because all we have is a cinematic trailer. There were shots in it that could be maybe gameplay, like, or maybe it's just in-engine.
No, it
type
may have
stuff.
been an engine, but I
Yeah.
don't think any of that was actual like straight pulled gameplay.
What did you think of the animations? People were impressed with the animations.
I really liked it.
I
Like,
liked
that
it too, but I didn't think it was anything to like praise.
No,
Watch me,
especially
look at me judge art that I have no idea how they make.
But it's real good though. I had fun.
I mean,
with
it's good. It looks good. It looks good.
It's very good. It's not mind blowing. It's not like I haven't seen it before ever, but it doesn't need to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Rocksteady, and Rocksteady make great games with the Arkham trilogy.
Never really got into those, but I recognize them as just really good games.
Oh, they're really good games. They're really, really good games. Arkham City is one of the best games ever made.
You fawn over that a lot.
Oh, it's
Whenever
so
you're
good.
Talking about any superhero games ever.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
That and Spider-Man.
And speaking of Arkham City, Connor.
Nice.
Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Not the only game shown off here at DC Fandome.
Surprisingly, actually. Usually I would expect like a quota of like one DC video game.
Yeah,
but we're getting two.
We're getting two.
Yeah.
This is the WB Games Montreal, who originally did the Batman Arkham Origins, which was mixed in reception. People liked it. Some people didn't care too much for it. I never played it. You obviously never played it.
You never played it. I thought you did.
No, I never played it.
Oh, okay.
Nah, came at a time where I didn't have money, and people were just kind of whatever about it.
Sounds kind of good for you then.
I mean, I guess I've been thinking about going and get it. The problem is it's not on PS4, so I'd have to go find a PS3 copy, which I'm not above doing. Obviously, we're still waiting on this Terminator Salvation copy to
play that. Amazing
gosh,
game.
I can't believe
I'm
it.
actually really excited about it. I feel like I'll be
man.
going back to a portion of my life that I left behind of playing shitty games from a family video.
Just because they were available for renting, and you're like, yeah, sure, yeah, a game, yeah, I'll play it.
Sure.
But yeah, they announced and premiered a trailer and gameplay for Gotham Knights, in which Batman is dead
Again.
and now all his proteges have to carry the mantle and protect Gotham from, all the bad guys.
Freeze.
Mr. Freeze, yeah, they showed off a little bit of a boss fight with Mr. Freeze. It's going to be a single player and co-op.
Which I think you and me would probably be down to play that.
Two player co-op, they said, which I like. I like that it's smaller scope in terms of like playability. Like they're like, hey, yeah, we're gonna Well, first let's start with the trailer, because the trailer is fantastic with the motif of like all the lights, forming their sigils and stuff.
Yeah,
and
I like that.
The tone is dark in that Arkham way, where it's like, okay, we're still comic books, but so there's going to be some levity, but like we're taking ourselves seriously here.
Right. One of the things that I was iffy about is when I saw the gameplay trailer, it was doing like that point system, the leveling of enemies system, which
there's leveling in the Arkham games.
But was it really that big?
It's not as in your face.
Okay.
It's not as in your face.
Are you afraid this one's going to mess with that formula a little bit too much?
Am I afraid? No. Am I confident that it's going to happen? Yes. So you can play as all four of Batman's typical proteges. So they got Batgirl, Robin, Nightwing, and Red Hood. Connor, if you don't know, because I know you're not a big comic book fan, Nightwing and Red Hood both used to be Robin. I know. It's very exciting.
Okay, listen. I know what this is probably stemming from. The
Red
fact
Hood?
That I called him Red Skull earlier before this.
I wasn't even going to bring this
I know.
up.
I need to bring it up because I've seen.
You called him Red Skull.
I've seen the animated movie. Really, really good. I knew that. So don't preach to me.
Okay.
Under
Whatever.
the Red Hood.
Under the Red Hood, yeah. I haven't seen that.
It's very good, actually.
Yeah, so Red Hood, Jason Todd.
Jason Todd, yes.
Joker, killed him.
Yes, he did.
Beat him to death with a crowbar.
Actually, no, he died in the explosion. That was caused
he beat him to death with a crowbar. That's the comic.
No.
He beats him to death with a crowbar.
Oh.
It's why in games like Injustice, Joker has a crowbar.
I knew that. I knew that's why you had him, but I didn't know he beat him in the original comic.
No, yeah, he beats him to death. He beats him. Ugh. It's violent for an old comic.
Uh-huh.
What were we talking about?
We're talking about Arkham Knights.
I don't know why I'm breaking down the Robin history for you. Whatever.
No, I don't know why you were going into that. You got me into it.
Because it's fun. I like Robin. It's cool.
Surprisingly fun character.
Yeah.
Usually,
I like that there's different versions of him. And
Yeah.
I like what that implies for Batman being like just this like psychopath guy who keeps bringing young men under his wing and stuff.
Yeah, he's a little bit weird.
But Gotham Knights, yeah. What did you think, Connor, of the gameplay?
The gameplay looked fine. I mean, it looked fun.
It looks fun.
I think it'd have a lot more fun with another player.
Yeah.
But on its own, it still just looks
Well, I'm
really
curious
fun.
because co-op can often ruin the ambiance of a game.
It can.
So I'm curious as to how they're going to balance that versus single player and co-op, and then like, just having a co-op partner has an immediate effect on gameplay in terms of combat scenarios and encounters and stuff. Your levels have to be bigger. You have to have more enemies. You have to have smart enemies and all this, and they have to react differently. If we both go into a building stealthily and you get caught, does that mean I also get caught immediately, or do they only know you're there, et cetera, et cetera? These are all challenges that need to be faced.
No, those games that are like that, the Arkham games, seemed very easy. Could you attest to that? They seem like it's pretty, straightforward. You can only really lose during the boss fights. What would you say about that?
No,
you could actually easily.
It can get hard.
Oh, okay. Because one of my worries is that it was going to be way too easy with two players.
because dudes with guns are nasty.
Okay,
dudes will gun, at least in Arkham, and this game is obviously taking some crazy inspirations and some of the foundations of the Arkham games. They seem to be doing their own little twists and stuff with it. But if it's anything like Arkham, anybody with a gun will tear you up. So what did you think of all the health bars and the numbers popping off? And
honestly, I didn't really just I don't want the leveling of the enemies to be bad. That's all I really cared about. The numbers and popping up didn't really bother me.
The only thing that scares me about it is like games like Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Oh, you had to bring that one up.
And it didn't,
oh God,
it doesn't
was the most
work.
Like one of the most disappointing things we played together.
It was very disappointing.
Very disappointing.
It was very disappointing. I was hoping it was going to be like campy, like sort of like how we feel about like Resident Evil 5, and it was not that.
It was terrible.
It was not that. It wasn't Resident Evil 6, but it was just not good.
No, not at all. We could at least finish this game, but
yeah.
Really
that's my only hope is that it doesn't turn into something like that. But if we'll get more impressions the further we go on and the more we go. Who do you want to see? And this is where my question is how does the leveling work? And how does that work in the story? Because it's obviously some type of narrative-based thing. Is Batwoman's story different from Red Hood's?
I feel like it's going to be they're a whole team and they're going to be working together. So whatever happens to one of them is going to happen to all of them. Like it's not going to be very individual based.
Okay, but let's assume the leveling or the level of the difficulty arc is normal, and the game gets harder as you progress. If I play missions 1 through 4 as Batwoman and then switch to Nightwing, am I screwed because I'm in a level that's too high?
Well,
can I switch characters at any time? Like, what are we doing here?
It may level scale to you, to whichever character you're playing as.
Maybe
that may be one of the reasons.
Will it be
why
like a
going
Borderlands thing where like
I
pick my character from the jump, but all the combat in Borderlands is unified. The only thing that's different is abilities. It's very different. All the animations are different. All the hits and punches you take are different. I know you don't know this, but in Arkham City they introduced different characters you could play as, like Catwoman, and Catwoman plays very differently to Batman. I imagine Batgirl. I keep calling her Batwoman. Batgirl is probably going to play very differently to Red Hood. You
mean the guy with guns is going to move differently
than the girl with the grapple gun? And and then I assume she'll play different than the guy with the bow staff, and he'll play different than the guy with the batons.
Well, a good example would be Marvel's Avengers. Like, they seem to be doing just fine with that much difference in gameplay.
We can talk about that in a little bit. We've got some thoughts. It's not as one-to-one as you think, and I hope we play some together because I think it'll be really fun.
We will be able to.
That's beside the point. I have concerns with Gotham Knights. That Mr. Freeze boss fight did not look good.
Yeah, and not impressing you.
Did you think anything of it?
Not really, no.
It looked like a lot of flash, and it did not look fun, and it did not look good. But when they were just sneaking around in the normal goons, that looked fun. That looked like, and the way they're getting around, I think that Robin is just teleporting for no reason.
Because they got to give him something.
They got to give him something, and I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. But yeah, it looked very good. I'm looking forward to it. You're gonna play it with me?
Yeah, definitely.
As of right now, you're gonna play it with me?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Unless some bullshit comes out about the game that really just turns me off from it. It seems like a game I'd spend my time with.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into our third penny. Your first penny.
My first penny, yes.
Somewhat connected.
Yeah, very connected.
Somewhat connected with the Suicide Squad. Rocksteady, the developer, has come under a little bit of fire this week for some sexual harassment claims from a few years ago that allegedly went ignored. This got brought back up last week August 18th, so a few days ago, from a story with The Guardian, where they published a story about a November 2018 letter sent to Rocksteady's bosses. And we're getting this from Eurogamer, by the way. What's the name? Wesley Yinpol is giving us this. So back in 2018, a letter was sent to Rocksteady's bosses that highlighted various instances of inappropriate behavior that went largely ignored after having heard from one of those who signed, in reference to the Guardian report. According to the report, 10 women out of the company's then 16 female staff reportedly put their name to the letter. Rocksteady currently lists having 239 employees total, which, come on. Like, you have over 200 employees and only 16 of them are women?
Are women playing Rocksteady games that much?
They should. They're great. They're great games, and games are for everybody.
They are for everyone.
But even then, like, there's more than just, like, coders on a staff. Like, you have
writers and
directors and designers and artists and bookkeepers and secretaries and you know.
Yeah. I know we were talking about that a little bit before, but I feel like there's such a there's a big difference between the amount of women that play video games and men that play them, much less design them. So, you know, it's not really...
But 200, like, it's over 200, and you barely have more than a dozen. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a lot. But that's beside the point. Rocksteady responded to this and said, in 2018, we received a letter from some of our female staff detailing issues they faced at Rocksteady at that time. We took it as a call to action. This week, some of the women of Rocksteady issued their own statement regarding this situation, and we support our colleagues. In response to the initial communication, we met with all our female staff, we listened, and we dealt with the issues raised. He's talking back in 2018. Yeah. And the women who still work at Rocksteady who signed that letter say that not precautions. What is the word? Action was taken. Yeah. They said, hey, we had meetings.
They didn't just say lip service in this case.
And I'm sure. I hope, at least, I can't be sure, but I hope that this is just, you know, there was a bad apple and we had to get this motherfucker out.
Yeah, it was a consistent problem, and
that problem created a toxic work environment for these ladies in general. So in response to the initial communication, we met with our female staff, we listened, and we dealt with the issues raised. All formal complaints were thoroughly investigated, addressed appropriately, and a number of serious measures were taken in response to the issues that were surfaced, including discipline or termination of staff. Since then, we have introduced new ways of ensuring we are making good on our commitment to inclusion, such as asking all our female staff to provide feedback about the portrayal and behavior of characters in the games we make. Well, let's see how Harley Quinn is presented in Suicide Squad, but
I guess that'll be a good.
We'll take their word for it for now. But so in the cinematic trailer, it looks fine. But let's see, you know, when we get to the game, how are they presented and how are they treated? We are dedicated to listening and improving, and have employed specialists to help further enhance equality and representation at Rocksteady. That's great. That, you know, hopefully. Responds to my criticism of that I just had of the diversity is obviously not there. We continue to learn, and we are working diligently to increase the ways we support everyone. We want to know if there are issues that have not been raised through our normal channels, so we can address them. As such, we have engaged the services of an independent third party to confidentially speak with all employees at Rocksteady who wish to do so. We will also be reaching out to every former female employee who left in the past 2 years to ask them to speak to the interviewers. Right now, we are as passionate as ever about creating an inclusive culture, and we are listening carefully. We are determined to stand up for our staff and stand firm against any unacceptable behavior.
Unnecessarily took longer than it should have, you know, considering that these accusations were raised back in 2018.
Well, this is in response to all of these popping up again last week.
Yes, right. So at least they've done something this time around.
But they say, hey, at the time, we took the necessary steps to improve. But here, let's take even more steps. Let's bring in these specialists that don't have any bias. You can go talk to them, and then we can continue to work and evolve and fix this industry. This feeds a lot into what we were talking about last week with Ubisoft having to clean house. Mm-hmm. This seems to be Rocksteady taking the appropriate steps.
Yeah. Smaller scale than what seemed to happen.
Smaller
at Ubisoft,
scale,
but...
and hopefully not as severe.
No.
But let's hope they continue to improve, and let's hope that they they fix anything that was broken, and that if anything breaks again, the proper precautions are taken.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, do you have anything else to add on that?
No, actually, I think that's. I mean, it's bad that people were doing that.
It sucks.
Seems like it's been dealt with as of right now. So, not really. It's better than it could have been.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into our final penny. Your
final and
second penny. Ghost of Tsushima Legends coming to PS4 fall 2020. This is from the PlayStation blog, and this was given to us from, what was it, the Sucker Punch?
The Sucker Punch senior game designer, Darren Bridges.
Senior game designer. So can you go... this is an online co-op mode that is coming to Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm-hmm. Surprised me and
it's coming. Yeah, it's coming later this year. 2 to 4 players, all free. Fantastic.
Yeah, right?
Awesome.
I never once thought that Ghost of Tsushima should be multiplayer, but I'm all board. I'm on board right now.
And I think, based off of what they're telling us here, these are the appropriate steps. It doesn't seem to be like super open world-ish. It's more like, hey, here are some missions that are designed for co-op.
Yeah.
And it's not everybody running around as Jin. It's 4 distinct characters. I think it's just character archetypes and whatever.
It could be, yeah.
Maybe and it's like, here's your brawler character, here's your stealthy character, here's your archer character, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. So I love this. This sounds fantastic. Mm-hmm. I hope more games of this level can do things like this, where they're like, hey, here's a fun free mode that you weren't expecting.
Yeah.
And it's going to be dope.
It's a nice little treat. And I also like the content being based around Japanese mythology, since I'm always a big fan of that. And there's so much ground you could do with that.
Yeah, these are what, legendary warriors?
Yeah, legendary warriors fighting against, like, Oni, I bet. Japanese demons. Any number of things, which just works perfectly. Instead of fighting against random Mongols again, like we did in the base game.
Fantastic.
Very good.
I'm very excited for this.
I am curious how it's going to play, because it could kind of just not work. There is always that possibility.
Yeah, and I hope it works.
But it seems like
I assume it's going to. Sucker Punch is good at what they do.
And it seems like they've been working on this, because they hadn't had any news on this whatsoever.
This must have just been a thing that they couldn't finish for launch.
Yeah, and they didn't want to tell people until they were ready to get ready to release
and
it.
The right move for this is having it be free. Because if it was like, hey, we're coming out with this mode, and we were like, excuse me, your game just came out.
Right.
How do you have all this content and your game just came out? Did you cut content so that you can make a buck? And they're saying that this here is the direct response to that type of criticism, saying, hey, this is free. We probably didn't have time to finish it. But here it is. And, have fun. So, I'm excited. Are we going to play?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah. We're going to play.
We don't have anyone else to play with us, so I don't know how much it's going to be with two
I assume it'll work.
Comparative to 4. Are they going to be computers that
you are going to let me be that stealth character, though, right?
Of course I am. You're going to let me be that brawler character, right?
Yes.
There we go. All right,
this is why we work, buddy. This is why we work.
It's why I'm going to be King Shark and you're going to be Harley Quinn. It's perfect.
Well, I might be Deadshot. I like Deadshot.
Oh, it's fun.
I'm going to play. I'm probably going to play Captain Boomerang at some point.
I'm going to be King Shark. I want to smash things.
I like it, Connor. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. Hopefully.
Maybe it'll even be better than Terminator Salvation.
You know what, Connor? I can 100%, without a doubt, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is going to 1,000% be better than Terminator Salvation.
Well, here's the thing. We can come back to this podcast after
we play it.
And then just think, this was one of the most slept-on games of all time.
We could. We won't, but we could.
No, it'll happen. I actually want it to happen.
It's not going to be like Spec Ops: The Line, where just nobody played it and it's amazing. We would have heard about it if it was good. It's a movie licensed game from 2010 or something.
Name a movie licensed game that was good? There's one.
You're going to notice I'm quiet.
There's one. I remember there was a
Spider-Man 2, the movie, the game.
Yeah,
but that was only kind of good.
But there was another game that came out that was like that. Off track.
Yeah. We are
off track. Ghost of Tsushima multiplayer. Really looking forward to it. I don't know when in fall. I'm thinking November, probably.
I will say, though, this makes me curious about Last of Us 2. Because Last of Us 2 multiplayer is coming. Or Last of Us multiplayer in some way is coming. But
when was that said?
You don't know about this?
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Oh, yeah, no, it's coming.
You knew, and you knew I didn't know. And
I didn't know you didn't know. I assumed you knew.
No. It should have. This should happen.
Yeah, but there's conversation about whether or not it's going to be like an update to Last of Us 2, or if it's going to be like its own single thing. In which case, Is it free to play, or are you going to make me pay for it?
Yeah.
You know, you had multiplayer in the first Last of Us. You had multiplayer in every Uncharted since Uncharted 2. Why are you making me pay for this one if you have to? I hope it's not paid for. But, I mean, this take notes. Like, if you want to do something that's cool, like, just drop it on us.
This has been positively received, so I could see it being well done.
So, man. When that Last of Us 2 multiplayer is coming, you're playing with me, right?
Oh, yeah. That was one of the things I really liked about the first Last.
The first one had great multiplayer. That's still Naughty Dog's best multiplayer.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. It's phenomenal.
Very fun.
The Uncharted multiplayers were good, too, but just, like, more of that, like, you know, kickback, whatever, just shoot things kind of way, not like a let's be serious gamers. Like, you had to be good in Last of Us to succeed in that.
Sneaky,
until they just threw in a bunch of DLC weapons and broke the whole system. But, that's here nor there, Connor. Those were our 4 topics. Those were our 2 cents on each of our 2 pennies.
Very quick this week.
Yeah, we were running through it. We were running through it.
Snappy today.
Snappy. We're real snappy today. So, I'm going to go ahead and talk about what we've been playing this week. Connor, have you been playing anything this week?
You know, I've been playing more Halo.
More Halo.
Chief Collection. I bought that pretty recently.
We had mentioned it last week, but we didn't go into detail. We had forgotten about it. So let's just go ahead and talk about our Halo experience together.
Me and me played a little bit. I played a lot more by myself because you've been at work and you've been busy. So.
Well, you could have hit me up, dog.
Well, I
could have been like, yo, when you get off, like, let's play.
I wasn't playing that much, like enough to be like.
Well, you should have been.
Well, I wasn't. So, but either way, I'm having fun with it. I realize I like Reach more, mainly because I'm better at it. But I know you don't like Reach.
Get good, noob.
I'm good.
Are you?
I am good, yeah. Halo 3, I was doing like top of my team.
Were you?
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's already been a week.
It's
been a week plus, so I don't remember.
That's a lie. It's not true. I was doing better, though. I mean, it just took a while to get into the groove of things because I'm so used to playing on console for so many years. And moving to PC was really, really weird for Halo. But I've already gotten used to it. It's fun. It's really fun either way. You know, I do prefer Halo Reach. I'm excited for Halo 4 multiplayer. I haven't done the campaign yet, which with your buddy Phil, you, me, and him, I'd be down to do that. Yeah, that'd be fun.
We can do that.
But until then, I'll probably hold
you and
off
I
on
should
the
probably
campaign.
just play just for shits and giggles and funs and like on heroic difficulty or something.
That would be fun.
Yeah. But I eventually want to go through and I'm going to do like lasso campaigns for all of them and stuff
and kick ass in it.
We're going to get our asses kicked.
It's going to be so fun though.
It's going to be awful.
It's going to be fun though.
It's going to be awful in a fun way. It's going to be like hey, we got an hour, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting stomped.
I'm done now.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Let's just get to the end of the level, guys. Just get to the end.
But I've been playing
because if we don't, in I don't know if this is the way co-op works in Halo in general, but in Lasso specifically, if you don't get to the end, you have to start the whole level over. So you have to finish the level. We have to commit to the level.
Thank God.
Yeah.
We got to cheese it.
I mean, if you can.
It's
hard, dude. It's hard.
Cheese, yeah.
I tried playing Halo 2 Legendary solo. Just Legendary. No skulls. Ow.
Oh, you can't play that single player.
Halo 2 is hard.
It's the hardest out of all the Halo games.
I think it's probably because it's a little unbalanced, but
it is a little bit unbalanced.
A little bit, yeah. I couldn't even get through the first level.
Damn.
It was just whipping my ass.
That first level though just hits out of nowhere though. I remember it just brings it.
And there's nothing too terrible until you get to. There's a room where like the Covenant have like broken up windows and they're hopping through their drop pods or whatever.
Yeah.
That room, fuck that room.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like 8 elites.
That was always tough.
A white elite spawns.
For
no reason, and he's dual wielding plasma rifles, and it's fuck you, game.
Yeah.
And at any drop of the hat, they could just pull out a sword.
Yep.
Fuck you.
Hey, that brings an element of a surprise to the game that I always
does
like.
it? Because it brings an element of me wanting to fucking kill somebody.
Well, you're by yourself. That's your fault.
It's harder in co-op.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No,
they scale up the enemy difficulty.
They scale it up, but it's more easier to deal with it when you're just one person.
Also,
you have to respawn.
in Halo 2, this is the only Halo that does this. Halo 2 Legendary, if one person dies, you reset to the checkpoint.
Oh, God.
It's the only Halo that does it. All the other ones, Legendary, it's both of you have to die.
So in Lasso, what would happen then?
Oh, it's the same thing. You just reset to the checkpoint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you're playing Lasso solo, you start the whole level over.
Right. I assume that much.
Fuck that.
I would never do that.
Fuck that. Yeah, that's why I refuse to do and that's with all of them. All of them are that way. So I refuse to do Lasso solo. I refuse. I'm not doing it. I'll do Legendary runs on my own. I'm not scared of that.
But I've also been playing a lot of Big Team Battle, which you don't like.
I like Big Team Battle.
I thought you said you don't like it when you run around too much. In Halo 3...
It depends on the game mode. I think Big Team Battle works for the objective game modes. BTB Slayer, less so. I mean, I'll still play it and I'll still have fun, but it just doesn't work as well.
I see. Okay. I've always enjoyed those games, the game mode.
Also, you throw some tanks in there, some Banshees.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, man.
That's where it gets fun.
It's good stuff. So, is that about it for the Halo talk?
Yeah, about it. I mean, it's Halo. It's been out for years.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, everybody knows what it is.
Yeah.
Knows what it is. So excited for Halo Infinite.
I am too.
I hope it's good.
Oh, I hope it is. I hope my PC can run it. Because I'm certainly not
Someone
getting
needs
Xbox.
an upgrade.
Yeah.
Because you know what your PC couldn't run, Connor?
You could not run the game we tried. I tried to play a lot.
We both tried to play the Avengers beta.
Yes.
It finally went open for everybody else.
Yeah.
Or for everybody everywhere. We had been neglecting the PlayStation version. We were waiting for the PC version because of their terrible exclusion with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, here they got us.
They did.
They tricked us. Because
you know what I did though. They didn't do it because they were smart.
Well, were they, Connor? Because here's what I didn't expect.
Uh-huh.
You know, when we loaded up the PC versions, I didn't expect it to not work. So you were having more issues than me, but I was also having issues.
Frame rate issues for you. Frame issues for me as well.
Yeah.
The game would just kind of stop working. I didn't go into specifics.
You
but
said you were having
the floor would go away.
The floor would go away.
Yeah, and I would fall. I'm like, oh.
You would fall through, like, you.
No,
it's not like the floor was invisible. Like, it would just straight up be deleted.
No, it was invisible, but because there were so many jumping segments,
there were a lot
I
of
just
jumping segments.
Fell off because I was like, I can't see where I'm going. I can't see where to jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until too much longer past that where, like, the game just hard crashed on me for no reason. Yeah. And I was getting frame rate spikes up and down the feed. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, cutscenes would run at, like, 15 frames a second. Gameplay would go anywhere from 30 to 120 to, like, down to, like, 10. Like, it was choppy.
And you saw more talk about it going on online than I think I did.
Oh, yeah.
And people having that problem.
The PC version is pretty borked. Like, I
Yeah.
saw one streamer, he was playing the game on PC. He was playing solo. He was hearing people in game chat
Oh, God.
who were also playing the game. They couldn't hear him, but he could hear. It was just random dudes just talking.
Like
he
chatter
could hear them.
online.
Like
Connected
chatter
to them,
online.
yeah.
Nobody in his game. He didn't matchmake. He was playing solo.
You sure you didn't have a ham radio in the background? That must have been what it was.
Just had it on. He was picking up signals. Some guy down the street also had a ham radio. Also was happening to play the Avengers beta.
That's a little fucky.
That's insane to me. How does that even happen?
Well, one thing I just cannot keep out of my mind, because I don't know if you've seen the videos. I've seen multiple people comment on it. The QuickTime events. You seen those? So, you know how, for some reason, by the way, this game does not need QuickTime events. Get they're in there.
They're for the superhero moments. For you to feel like a superhero.
Here's the problem, Tavin.
Yeah.
Is that some people didn't do the QuickTime events. What do you think happened?
Oh, I've seen this.
Yeah, the game just stops.
Yeah, so for the people
Audio.
listening who don't know.
Yes.
The first moment of gameplay, where the first time you put you press a button, it's Thor going to attack the bad guys, and he jumps up really high, and he raises his hammer to strike down on the ground and cause a bunch of electricity. But as he's in the air, time slows, and a QuickTime event, a little button prompt comes up to like press F or triangle, whatever it is that you're playing on. So apparently, if you don't press your QuickTime event, the game just stops.
Yep.
And waits for you to press the button.
The audio stops too, I think, too. Like,
yeah, it's the audio, the music, which that is what's weird. Because
weird,
usually
yeah.
it's like, okay, we're just going to slow down the music and we're going to wait for you.
Yeah.
Or it'll slow down and it'll give you ridiculous amount of time to press the button. And if you don't press the button, then you like fail and die or restart the checkpoint or something. Or they don't slow it down at all. If you don't press the button, then you die. This game is saying, hey, press the button. We don't care if you take an hour or 2 seconds. It would be better if you took 2 seconds because the audio is going to drop out and it's going to be like you paused the game. But weird QuickTime event choices aside, I like it. I've played more than you.
Yeah. I'll be playing more after this.
Yeah. And because the PC version ran so terribly, we caved and we downloaded it on our PlayStations. Whether or not we get it on our PlayStations will depend on reviews.
Uh-huh.
If
it is a
the game
$60
comes,
game.
Yeah, if the game comes out, well, first, if the game comes out and like everybody hates it, then we're just not going to bother. But if the game comes out and people like it, but the PC version's still borked, I guess we'll just have to cave and play on PlayStation.
Might have to, yeah. I mean, even then, I'm not gonna be able to even play if it is good reviews.
Right, because your machine sucks. Get an upgrade, Connor.
No,
Fair
don't need
enough.
it. Don't need to play it.
Fair enough.
That bad.
No, you don't. But yeah, I like it. I've played. There's like 2 hours of story content in the front that you have to get through before you can start playing the multiplayer stuff. I've played two missions. I've played 2 missions of the multiplayer stuff solo. But I've had the little like AI companion running around in the background and stuff. It's a lot of fun. The Marvel wrapping does a lot for it. It's not phenomenal. It's not as clean as a superhero game should be. There's a lot of like hit detection that's a little funky and like
I was noticing that the short time I played it.
Yeah,
when I was playing the Golden Gate Bridge moment.
And I'll say the Golden Gate Bridge not very good. Like those first 2 tutorial levels are not a good way to introduce your players into this game.
There's a fight with Taskmaster, which is just lacking.
Terrible.
Yeah.
It's a terrible boss fight. Terrible
Honestly,
introduction to Black Widow, who I enjoy playing as.
I haven't played, like I said, played a lot less than you. Seems like the worst character so far. Like, one of my worries was all these cool, badass characters doing these cool things, and then Black Widow shooty. And that seems to be what I've been introduced to so far.
So far, Iron Man has been my least favorite.
Really? Okay.
Surprising to me as well.
You seem like you were going to like him more than most
yeah,
people.
I thought I was going to be bored by Hulk. Hulk is fun. Hulk is really fun.
I was there with you when we first started playing it, and you were like, oh, Hulk controls terrible. I was like, I'm not...
He's terrible on the PC version on that Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, really?
But as soon as you get him out into the open and, you understand his powers correctly, oh my gosh, he's so much fun.
Nice.
You can pick a dude up and just start hitting his friends with him.
How do you pick him up?
I
did that by accident.
on PlayStation. You hold the light attack button.
Okay.
You have to hold it. Yeah, they do that with a couple of the controls. Like there's a heavy attack, but then there's like a heavy attack. And to like break shields, you have to use the heavy attack.
Yes, hold it down.
You have to hold it down. Lots of holding down and stuff. But the differences between PlayStation and PC are night and day. The frame rates almost never dropped unless all 4 characters were on screen doing crazy shit at the same time. There was almost no pop-in, and on PC there was ridiculous amounts of pop-in. The PlayStation version did freeze on me, but that was it, and there was good checkpointing, so I was right back into it. So I'll pass that off as just it being a beta. But I'm having a lot of fun. It feels like an advanced version of like a Ultimate Alliance game, like one that like mechanically is more integral or intricate, I should say. So I'm enjoying that. It's a little button mashy, but I think like just the variety of the characters and the fun and how different they all feel helps with that. Because like Hulk doesn't feel like Miss Marvel, who is like my favorite character right now. I love the way Kamala Khan controls. I love that she you jump up on ledges and stuff, and she just like stretches an arm out and pulls herself up real quick. It's really cool. Iron Man, I thought was just a little stiff. He wasn't as fast as I wanted him to be.
Came off that as well.
He was stiff.
He should have been like the speedy character that darts around and stuff.
And it's Black Widow who's the speedy character.
Yeah.
Which I guess makes sense too.
That does too, but like more maneuverable.
He should have been like just swervy, and he's not swervy. I don't think his flying feels good.
I agree.
I do like in combat, they don't show you this on the Golden Gate Bridge, which is the only part you played. But in combat, you can switch between hover mode and just fly mode with Iron Man. You can just fly around and just shoot things.
I did that
or
in the
you
game
can
by accident.
hover and just shoot things from your hover position like a helicopter.
Right.
That's really cool. I like that. No character is straight up bad. I mean, I didn't get much experience with Thor or Captain America because they're not in the beta. They're only in the Golden Gate segment.
But you liked the bit you played with Captain America a lot, and I did with Thor. At least that's what you told me.
Yeah. And I enjoyed Thor too. The problem with Thor is he doesn't feel like Kratos in God of War, the new God of War.
He felt kind of similar to me.
Kind of similar, but like just not as good. Yeah, just overall, just not as good.
That's true, but I like the aesthetic of Thor himself, so I enjoyed that part of it.
Sure, yeah. I think my biggest critique of the game so far is that the presentation is super lacking. Some of that might be because of the beta, and they obviously edit the hell out of the intro level. There's like cutaways that don't make sense. They after you beat the level, they cut to like an exposition dump, and it's like the worst way to deliver all this information. It's really, really bad, and I hope that's not the way they do it in the main game.
I saw that. It was weird. It just kind of came out of nowhere.
I 100% believe they just cut out a bunch of cutscenes so that you can get to the gameplay faster in the beta. In the game, it's probably going to be that 2-hour chunk of learning levels is probably going to be like 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah. Because the campaign part, you say took 2 hours. Like before you can actually get
before they were
stuff.
like, all right, here's just a bunch of missions. Go do the missions.
And I played a little bit of that, and it starts with Kamala Khan and the Hulk, Bruce Banner.
No, that was more of a story thing.
I know, but that was like they just jumped right into them. So
there was no setup for that or stuff.
No.
Yeah, they've edited the hell out of the beginning.
Yes,
of this
they
game.
did. I'm just wondering how much is in there.
They even set up like hey, we're gonna assemble the team.
Yeah,
and they're like, hey, we're gonna go find Iron Man, and then. It cuts out and it says, all right, that's enough story content for now. You can now play as Black Widow and Iron Man. And I'm like, oh, really? And they go, yeah.
No.
Here's a bunch of missions. And I go, okay, which missions should I play? Whichever one you want. Well, this one says I'm underpowered. Yeah, but you can still play it. What mission am I correctly powered for? Go find it. Go find it. Go look at them all. And I'm like, just tell me. So there's obviously like some progression.
Yeah.
That we're missing there. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm gonna play some more. We should play some tonight.
We will be. You said it.
You say that, but you said you were gonna play with me last night. But then you went and painted miniatures. And how fucking dare you, Connor, go out and have a goddamn life? You know? It's disgusting.
How dare I get into a new hobby? Outside of video games.
Could you at least have a cooler hobby? Could you at least have a cooler hobby?
Dude, no. No, I already do Magic the Gathering. I already do Dungeons and Dragons.
You're such a nerd.
And I don't care.
All right,
go to your clubs, normal people.
Your clubs? What clubs? We're all inside. We're all stuck inside.
Which for you and me is not a problem.
No,
let's be honest.
It's fine in here. Why do I need to go out?
It's cool.
Anyways, but yeah, I like Avengers a lot. As of right now, they have my money.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for reviews, but as of right now, they have my money.
Yeah, they've done enough for me to be interested. I had fun with the bit I played.
I just wish overall it was cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
I wish my hits felt more impactful overall. But I'm excited to level up these characters and grind for gear and unlock costumes and cosmetics and all these things. And the story I thought was when we got past the Golden Gate, which is like the most cliche like writing ever. There's literally a point where Taskmaster is like, take it from one former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent to another. I have these new tricks up my sleeve. And then Black Widow jumps on top of him and says, oh yeah? Is one of them called kicking your ass? That's a line. And she says it.
She did say that, didn't she?
It's terrible.
I was so caught up, like, the textures are going away. lag.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice that.
I didn't realize that until I played it on PlayStation. My mom was sitting on the couch next to me, and I was laughing my ass off at how atrocious some of the dialogue was. But when we got out of that, and we got into like cinematic cutscenes and actors on a stage bouncing off of each other, it was really good. There's a scene in the beta with Bruce Banner and Kamala Khan, and it's really, really well acted. The dialogue is serviceable, but it's a really good scene. And it happened, and I said, oh, wait, for the first time, and this happens way too late into the game, but for the first time since playing, I'm interested in what these characters are doing and where they're going to... So maybe the story will actually be pretty good.
It seems like it would have potential, but it also could be just like varying degrees of good to like...
super bland.
To bland, yeah. Maybe not polished in that regard all the way. And I doubt it'll be better.
I think overall the game probably could have used a few more months in development. Mm-hmm. Maybe even as much as 6 months. But from what I hear, this game is supposed to come out a long time ago.
Yeah.
So
good thing it did not, because it would have been bad.
I mean, I'm sure there were multiple iterations of this game. I imagine their initial thought was this is going to be like a single player story game, like Spider-Man was and Batman is, and
changed their minds about that.
And then they changed, and then whether Square Enix saying, "Hey, make a Destiny clone,"
we can make more money.
It works. it works. Surprisingly well, it works. It doesn't make any like actual sense as to why giving Hulk new fists makes him powerful, but fuck it, who cares?
That's weird.
They also don't unlock the gear isn't attached to your appearance.
I figured it wouldn't be.
Yeah, which I like and I don't like because in Destiny you always came across that thing of like, well, this is the best helmet I have, but this helmet looks stupid. I hate the way it looks. I like the way that helmet looks, but games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like you just swapped the look around.
Yeah.
Which I guess is the same thing. It's this, you just pick whatever you want to look like and then that's what you look like. But it's just, I don't know. It feels like, it just feels like numbers going up. It doesn't feel like I'm actually making progress.
It feels kind of lazy from a design standpoint.
Not lazy, that's the wrong word.
Well, you could always
it's
add
just not
more to
engaging.
their
It's just
things.
not as engaging.
I always like adding new things to my characters, and when I don't have that, but you're giving me the illusion of adding to them and making them this like more superior like, fighter, it just kind of takes me out of it.
It's
like
just
that.
your numbers going up.
I want that. I want like the chest plate to be different. I want the
Now,
helmet to be
don't get me
different.
wrong. There are alternate costumes you can get, and they're dope.
Oh, they are.
I looked at the ones that they have. I don't think you can unlock them in the beta, but you can look at them. And I don't know if it's all the costumes. It feels like all the costumes because there's quite a few for every character.
Could be just showing it off.
That's what I think.
I knew,
But they're really cool looking.
They are.
Like Iron Man has some dope costumes.
Nice.
Black Widow's costumes were a little bland, but I think that like feeds into the spy version of her. Like there's one with her in a trench coat.
Oh, that's awesome, actually.
Some of them were just color swaps. But you know, and there's like 3 or 4 different versions of Black Widow in her like normal leather
leotard
catsuit.
Yeah.
But and it was just different color schemes or whatever. But or like gear would be in different spots or something. Hers were like the most bland that I've seen. But Kamala Khan had some cool costumes. Her being a fan of the Avengers, she's got a costume where it's just Black Widow's. It's just her in a T-shirt, and it's just Black Widow's symbol on her T-shirt, or it's Iron Man symbol on her T-shirt. I thought that was I thought that was really cute. I didn't look at Hulk. I didn't look at Hulk's costume now that I think about it, but I've seen some online of him in like the suit and him in the all these different things.
Purple suit, purple Hulk.
I think it was a black suit.
No,
but there might be a purple suit. I don't know. Well, I'd have to look because I didn't check.
Yeah, it's good they look good. I knew they were going to be in the game, but I didn't know about the quality of it, so that's good.
Yeah,
good to unlock some stuff that way.
Yeah, as of right now, I could see, and especially since it's coming out early to mid September, like it's coming out in like 2 weeks.
That's surprising to me. I don't feel like it
Is
should
it?
be out
I mean,
soon.
I guess that makes sense.
It does make sense, but it's still like I think like, oh yeah, Marvel's Avengers is coming out.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of been that the whole time until all this COVID stuff happened and all the games got pushed. So now it's Avengers is just sitting here like we're ready-ish. I mean, we're ready to the point to where we're not going to push the game again. Like the game is just going to come out.
By this point, they've done all they can in terms of marketing. You know about it, you don't.
They probably could have pushed it a little more.
It seemed like it had
I feel like their messaging in the beginning was what the issue was. They should have messaged this game better from the jump.
Well, they seem like they gave it a lot of like exposure, but people just kind of forgot about it.
Maybe. But yeah, I'm for the first time since this game was revealed at E3 last year, or not revealed, but since the gameplay was revealed last year, and what the game would be, for the first time I'm excited about this game. Mm-hmm. And when like all like the demos and stuff were coming out, I was like, it doesn't look great. Like it looks okay, but it doesn't look great. It plays better than it looks. It could still play better. I think I told you it exceeded my expectations, but it didn't impress me.
Yeah.
So take with that what you will. $60 is a lot to ask. But I think this is worth $60 if the story delivers, if there's content, if there's a well thought out end game and so forth. So
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm excited.
Actually,
I'm excited. So I'm gonna play more. You go home, play those campaign things so we can play together.
Yeah.
The first like co-op thing, they force you into Hulk and Kamala, so it's just gonna be you and me, baby. Perfect.
All right, nice.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
We're running around in a snow level.
I call Hulk.
Well, of course.
Nice. Well, actually, I'll see how Kamala Khan plays. I'm assuming I'll get to play as her before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she has a level. Yeah. Not the best level, but enough to where I was like, okay, I like this character, but this level's not great.
Yeah.
And I do have a fear that it's going to be a lot of running down gray hallways.
That's disappointing.
A lot of running down gray hallways. But I do like the areas. You know how Destiny has like the open areas or whatever?
That's what I saw earlier when they last did gameplay.
Yeah,
going to a base of some sort.
The Hulk and Kamala Khan mission I tell you about, that it's like that. It's an open area. You go find that there's some side objectives you can do.
That's better.
Yeah, I like that. I do hope that there are more scripted moments like the Golden Gate Bridge, but not too many.
I guess we'll have to find out.
Because visually, I liked how that looked. I just didn't like how it played.
Mm-hmm. It looked explosive. It looked fun.
Yeah, it looks
cool
pretty, but it doesn't. It's not fun to play. That level's not great, but it's very pretty to look at.
I'm interested to see the villains, because if the boss fights are like Taskmasters going forward, or if it was just Taskmaster. Yeah, stupid name.
I think it's an issue because they force you to play as only Black Widow with no help. Because already I'm fighting not like obviously not boss enemies, but just tougher enemies, and it's not requiring help from teammates, but like the help from teammates is engaging and it's organic and it feels good. So when reviews come out, I'm expecting
7s.
I'm expecting 7s, a couple of 8s. I'm expecting some like very critical people, so like some 4s and 5s.
Yeah,
definitely. I don't think anything will go below that. I don't think anything will go higher than an 8.
No,
I think it'd be unless the story is just phenomenal.
It comes out of nowhere, out of left field, and just amazes
I don't think it will be. I think it'll be good. I just don't
think
on
the writing, as of right now.
I like that Kamala Khan is pretty much the main character of this story. It's great. I love seeing this character who we've never really seen before. Did you see the leaks?
No.
There was a leak of something like 15 different characters that they, maybe plan on releasing or they were working on or something. Some of them were more predictable, like the Ant-Mans, the Black Panther, Doctor Strange and stuff. But they had stuff like, what's her name? I mean, they had like Spider-Woman and, I need to look it up.
Deadpool?
No.
No Deadpool?
No Deadpool.
I'm actually surprised. That would have been an easy one.
Avengers character leaks. There were some really interesting ones. So like Wasp, Vision, Falcon, Mockingbird. There's like characters on here I've never even heard of. She-Hulk. That was the one I was thinking of. She-Hulk. Scarlet Witch.
I'm a little bit fearful that some of those are going to just be race skins. Because like Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch, I could see them being pretty similar. Because I feel like you wouldn't do like a bunch of crazy stuff that Doctor Strange can do.
Maybe, but maybe just with like some like differences, just some slight differences. I mean, like War Machine is on this list, and War Machine is going to play a lot like Iron Man, but probably instead of his pulsars, which are slow, maybe his machine guns, which will probably do less damage. But I might have more fun with that because I found his pulsar beams really slow and kind of stiff, and I didn't vibe with that too well.
Marvel.
Yeah. Marvel's Avengers playable characters. Other mentions. These characters have been mentioned in the game files as playable, I guess. Frenzy, probably an enemy class. Wait, what? I don't understand how this is written.
Well, it's almost more just speculation than anything else because a bunch of things are in files in the game that never actually come out. Yeah. So you never know.
And these might just be leftover design doc stuff. Like, they're like, maybe we'll get to this. Let's, have some scripting in there. But anyways, I'm very excited.
As am I.
So Connor,
see what happens.
I think that'll do it for today.
I think it will.
I think that'll be the end
to you now.
of our. That is Two Penny Gamescast episode 5, I believe.
5 weeks, huh?
5 or 6.
No, it's 5. Definitely 5. It's probably 5. Not 6.
It's not 4. 4 was last week. So episode 5. Once again, you can catch us on YouTube and SoundCloud.
Not Spotify.
Not Spotify. The reason I said that is because I was thinking about looking into how to get on Spotify because there is a way to do it. So I'm gonna look. No promises. I'm gonna look. You can catch us every Monday, 8 a.m. Until then, have a great week, gamers.
See you guys.